Hey, how you going, random stranger? We've got a mountain to climb today. It's one that I've been holding off on for what feels like forever. So today we're going to be delving into Hoshimachi Suisei's 2021 Still Still Stellar album. So since the King video, I have studiously held myself back from listening to too much of Suisei sing. I have seen her in Aki Rosenthal's Alice in Wonderland live concert, where I distinctly remember being absolutely blown away by that insane jazz vocal run that she did as the Red Queen. I have also watched her karaoke of the Backstreet Boys' I Want It That Way because, I mean, how could you not watch that? It is just such a bizarre clash of worlds. But I really wanted this album to be the centerpiece from which I get my first real in-depth understanding of who Suisei is as an artist. Apparently, I became it was a Hoshiyomi just based on my reaction of her cover of King. But to be honest, I don't feel I deserve that name because I still don't know that much about Suisei as an artist. I've heard a lot of things. So I went back and I listened to King again before, today. And I do know that I've not been so excited for a voice in quite some time, even though I'm always listening to music and just different genres of music. So I'm doubly excited to finally get to listen to her originals because there is only so much you can do with a cover. So maybe by the end of this, I can finally call myself a proper proud Hoshiyomi. One more thing I want to address that came out of the King covers analysis that fascinated me. Well, first off, I really appreciated all the comments that went into more detail about all of the different talents that are at Hololive, and I've since learned quite a bit more about this multi-headed hydra that Hololive is. But the strangest comments in relation to Suisei were all the ones saying how uncanny it was that I figured out she was a psychopath just from her singing. And I want to clarify that I did not figure that out, or like how I was close, but her choice of weapon is actually an axe. So I was awfully confused for a while until I was informed that Suisei has this bizarre reputation for being a bit of a psychopath murderer. I guess as a side gig when she's not being an incredible singer and whatever else she does in her very busy idol career. So while I find the existence of Suisopath fascinating, I want to explain why I used the language that I did when describing her singing. It had nothing to do with the fact that she's a psychopath, but relates to how, in my mind, singers have two main ways that they kill people. The first is just through pure eargasm. So like when Prince, for example, hits a high G5 after starting from 3 octaves down, that's a gold standard bloody massacre vocally to me. Suisei, and I'm not going to compare it to Prince, don't worry, but she has hints of that. She has that latent power and extreme control in her voice that allows her to use it as essentially like a musical weapon of mass destruction. Reason number 2 is the specific vocal techniques that she deploys, effortlessly, by the way, which I visualize and I hear as either like a sharp knife or the long edge of a blade just swiping through the air or being drawn from a sheath. And this super specific sound plays in my head whenever Suisei does one of two things. One, when she ends a phrase with a deliberate breathiness. Just like in her King cover, you can hear different types and degrees of breathiness that she just whips out. And the second vocal skill she does that really gets me is when she sings through her passaggio. So I'm not a trained vocalist, I'm just a classical pianist and violinist with vocalists mates, but passaggi are like the transitional areas in your vocal range, and I've heard that there are anywhere between 6 and 12 passaggi in a normal human voice, but the main passaggio is the transition from your chest voice to your head voice. And you can hear and feel the change as you go up your vocal range because these completely different muscles kick into gear, which tighten and loosen your vocal folds. When Suisei transitions between her vocal registers, the few times I've heard her do it, it's surgical, man. Like, I hear that sound effect when she does it. And why? Because it's incredibly precise. It's what I referred to last time as almost a yodel. And often classical singers will train so that transition between vocal registers is as smooth as possible and not so noticeable. But there are also certain pop singers who deliberately emphasize that quick flipping between the chest and head or the mixed voices. And to do that well in tune and without your voice cracking is incredibly difficult. The closest comparison that came to mind was Alanis Morissette, oddly enough. I mean, she has a completely different quality of voice to Suisei, but I realized they do use similar vocal techniques. So Alanis Morissette, she yodels up and down her vocal range so easily, sometimes several times in a few seconds. And she also often leads out her phrases with like a breath. And I'm not a crazy huge fan of hers, but I do respect a lot her vocal control and her versatility because there's not many singers that I can think of that inject that deliberate like edge in their voice that allows them to land precisely on notes without having to either slide up or slide down to them, while also maintaining a huge range of expressiveness. So this is something I think Suisei has from the little that I've heard, and I'm so intrigued because the VTuber world was like the last place I ever expected to find this kind of voice, which is why we're listening to her album today. And to make this reaction more fun and, you know, for science, as an objective measure of how amazing Suisei is, I'm going to be playing the musician's drinking game, which is basically where I will drink every time Suisei or the music in general causes a legitimate eargasm. And legitimate in that it must be something that I can justify musically or technically, so it can't just be a completely random fangirl moment. Just to set some standards, you know, for a decent album with 12 tracks on it, an average number of musicians' drinks I'd take would probably be 2 or like maybe max 3, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but it's hard for me to, you know, for a whole album like that to really dig every single track, which is fine. That's normal. For a consistent artist whose musicality I'm in love with and think the world of, I would say definitely more. So probably 8 or 9 drinks, and that's super rare though, like, but that's just to give you an idea. And yeah, feel free to play along. Drink responsibly though. Originally I'd planned to take like full shots every time, but my people were kind enough to tell me that I might die before the album's over, so it's just gonna be like a good swig. What other housekeeping stuff? Also, I mean, at the end of this, I'm gonna timestamp everything so you can skip to any part that you'd like. Okay, first track, Stella Stella. I will focus more on the music this first listen through, but I'll definitely go back and check the lyrics and the video. I'll try not to pause too much in the first listen unless I absolutely have to comment on something. Okay, 行くぞ. Oh. Okay. Oh, fine. Okay. I gotta say, I hate myself for breaking literally in the first 11 seconds of this song. I wasn't expecting a killer a cappella opening. Also, you can hear her sing through her passaggio, like exactly what I was talking about before. Wait, let's just like right from the start. There. You can just hear the second her vocal folds closed, like transitioned from head to chest voice. Listen to that again. Da-da. From the, that's the A to the G. It's just that sound effect. And then we get like multi-layered harmonizing Suiseis. And then she just slides up an extra third. Just, ugh, so classy. That was a freaking boss move to open a song like that, let alone an entire album. It's just fearless. This is crazy. Hey, yo, is this an orchestral arrangement? Oh my, I'm never gonna get through this song, am I? Quickly though, mad drums. Damn, there's brass, there's piano doing these like crazy runs up and down the scale. I think there are strings as well. There's the strings. That is a mad ensemble. Also, it's curious that this is like real life footage. I mean, this mixing of the virtual and the real is an interesting concept. Ooh, those drums just getting ready to go. Hey, I like that they dropped that simple drum beat here. It's just so different to the intro. Is this her horn? Nah, it can't be. Is that a flute? Wait. Okay, this is the chorus. Sounds great, by the way. But wait, what just happened? Like, something wild was happening in that pre-chorus. It was just such a weird count for the beats. Okay, this is the verse. Random flute sounds. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Eh? Yeah, those couple of bars, you know how they kind of felt really unstable and you can't quite catch the downbeat or the strong beat? I think it's because they're using polymeter, like as in there's 2 time signatures going on at the same time. Wait. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Suisei is definitely still singing in 4/4 time or common time. That is the time signature that like 99.9% of songs use, where there's like 4 quarter notes to a bar. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's also what most of this song, well, it's what this song was in. But here, yeah, it doesn't sound like the percussion is in 4/4 time at all. I mean, the percussion strong beat keeps being emphasized on the 3rd beat of the 4/4 time, so it might actually be 6/4 time, which would be nuts because no one uses 6/4 time these days. Yeah, so here the instrumental sinks back into the 4/4 time along with Suisei. Oh shit, I'm sorry. There's a good 10-15 minutes of analysis here. In fact, I think this deserves a drink. Ugh, damn it. Okay, we'll come back to this. Just know that this part is very musically intricate, not just because the drums are like going ham, but also because of what I suspect is polymeter. And on top of that, like the syncopation in Suisei's voice just creates this extreme off-kilterness for a couple of bars. Like kind of like gravity just stops for a moment. Hey! Man, I love how she's just out on the open street. Oh, I loved how they slowed down that drum beat there. Strings, man. Ooh, okay. You know what? I'm loving this like consistent motif where at the end of a section, like just that chorus, there's just an explosion of orchestral and synth sounds before it collapses into quietness. And then just a smooth, buttery cello and violin harmony that then builds dynamically, like leading into this second verse, but everything just kind of like gets sucked back into this quiet verse. When it collapses into the quiet again, it's time to when Suisei goes back into a screen. Like she's out in the real world when the music goes all wild, and then when the music becomes more subdued and rhythmically simple, she's back in your screen. So I don't know, there's some kind of message in there. I guess it's a song about this blurring of the line between the virtual and the reality, I guess, and that ambiguity over like how much of the idol is the real person or vice versa. I don't know. Yeah, see, it's like we're back in the real world and the beat is just really simple again. Also, she's contained safely inside of a screen, so she can't come out and murder you. Or can she? Hey, I liked how leading into this crazy pre-chorus, there's that sound effect of almost like a plane taking off. That's also like sliding up the scale, like it's going. Duh. Yeah, just there's a lot of like shooting or sliding up or rapidly progressing up the scale. It kind of makes sense given like Suisei's connection to the stars. God, this weird pre-chorus. That plane taking off again. Hey, oh, I was expecting like 16th notes again. I love that this sits more on the beat with those 8th notes. Oh, her blue eyes. Oh, okay, wait. Oh my god. Stop. Oh my god, that keyboard solo. Come on, man. I don't have to explain that. That was ballistic. That was just straight up, just dirty musicality. So cool. It reminded me of kind of like a modern version of Chopin's Etudes. Just got PTSD from like my piano exam days. But that was freaking amazing. Oh, hey, I loved how just before the da 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 that the keyboard plays harmonizes with Suisei, who's singing like da 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 da. So she's actually singing a perfect fifth above the keyboard, and that's really cool. Like a little musician's insider knowledge, when you learn to recognize intervals or like the distance between two notes by ear, the perfect fifth interval is almost always taught as the first two notes of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So da da, unless your teacher's a Star Wars fan and they use the Star Wars theme. But yeah, Suisei singing a perfect fifth above the accompaniment, to me, it says she'll always be the star that she is, just above everyone else. That's really cool. Sing it then. Yeah. Hey. Hey, it was like the sound effect of a train running through a tunnel, as there is a literal train on the screen. Oh, I love these claps. That plane. Oh, suspended beat drop. Oh, that was nice. That caught me by surprise. Oh man, all the instruments are just tearing it up now. Ah, da-da. Got the strings. I love that background. That mad piano is back, going up and down the scales. Oh. Oh wow. That gave me chills, that ending. Whoa. Oh, wait, hang on, let's see those names. She wrote the lyrics herself. That's impressive. So, composer Taka Inoue and producer as well. Taka Inoue is a name I'm gonna have to remember because damn, like, to be honest, I wasn't expecting this level of compositional complexity. I feel very disoriented in a great way. It's not because of the drinks. I thought, how many times did I drink? I think it was like 3 times already. Shit. I guess I was expecting more typical J-pop, and there were elements of J-pop in Stellar Stellar, but it's also integrated like a decent orchestral backing and just some of the most interesting musical signaling I've heard in a while. I'm gonna listen to it a few more times because there are things in there that I haven't even fully processed yet, but I didn't want to be pausing every 10 seconds. I feel like I already paused way too much already. So yeah, I'll go do that and then come back with a more detailed analysis. Okay, so I've listened to Stellar Stellar about 4 times now. It's still not enough. You know, if you go through this song with a fine comb, it deserves at least an hour or more of discussion, and I'm not going to do that though because we do have another 11 songs to get through. But there are like 3 main things that I want to talk about that makes this song a real standout. First is its musical diversity. Second is that freaking amazing pre-chorus, and finally the way that the music marries with the visuals to kind of send these subliminal messages about Suisei as an artist that, you know, messages that I can't confirm were put there intentionally. In fact, it's probably an unintentional kind of just music nerd thing that, you know, music nerds would pick up on. But there were interesting musical choices there nonetheless, and it's just always cool to get into some subtextual analysis of the music. Okay, so first reason why this song is so great, it contains so much musical diversity in all regards. So this song is over 5 minutes long, which is easily over the average 3-minute mark for your typical pop song, but I was not bored for a single second. And I think that came down to several things. Suisei's vocals, of course, which were front and center despite like all the crazy that was happening around it. But it's also the way like each section, so like the intro and outro and all the verses and the pre-choruses and the choruses, how they were all written with these intriguing variations so that they didn't sound the same, and yet they were seamlessly connected by these quite extravagant transitions. So we're gonna listen to the song again, but this time with together with a PowerPoint that I made because I'm a super massive nerd, which kind of runs through each section and points out some technical things of note. And I couldn't fit in every detail, but I just wanted to lay out, like for myself and for you too if you're interested, just a bird's eye view of the many moving parts and tonal choices that kept this 5-minute long song interesting the whole way through. Okay, so let's switch over to lecture mode. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Oh, well, let's just give it a go. Okay, here we go. Good. So far, so good. All right, and then I'm going to pull up Spotify. Okay. Let's play the song and I'll talk you through it. Okay. Killer Suisei acapella, which is actually the last line of the chorus. Note that she's saying da da, which is the 1 to the 5, and then da 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 da, which actually goes from the 5 back to the 1. So when I say 1 or 5, I'm just referring to the degrees of the scale that we're in. So in this song, we're in E major scale. So the 1 would be the E, and then the 5th note or the 5 would be the B. I just kind of noted that she ends her a cappella part on a 5 chord to a 1 chord progression because you usually use the 5 to the 1 to end a song, not start it. There's another reason why it's an interesting choice, but I will leave that for later. Okay, let's just go back a bit so we can catch that like beat drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That's cool. Always love beat drops and random beats. And you get like semi-crazy drums and brass. Semi-crazy because what happens later is way more insane. And this like great like rapid piano run leading into verse 1, where you get like really light voiced Suisei and synths and edge drums, which is not really a technical term, but it's kind of like, you know how it's just playing around on the hi-hat and then now it's playing around on the snare. It's not really a proper beat until you get to verse, what I call verse 1.5. Less light Suisei, so she puts a bit more oomph into her voice. Now you've got a simple like drum beat. It's just nice, you know? It's like a normal song. You don't expect anything crazy is gonna happen. These like random flute notes. Okay. Crazy pre-chorus. I'm just gonna pause there for a sec. I will go into this pre-chorus in more detail like in the next section, which is why I've started. But I think all you really need to know at this point is that it is incredibly rhythmically unstable. Basically, there's like a few bars of polymeter, but even after the whole thing sinks to like back to 4/4 or common time, the way Suisei sings, polymeter, you can't really find the beat. 2, 3. Here's where it syncs up, but she's still singing in a very heavily syncopated way. Okay, so we still haven't quite found our feet yet until dun 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 dun. Okay, so those first 4 notes of the chorus are on the beat, and it's actually Suisei who gives us those like 4 beats. So after the insanity and just the instability of the rhythm in the previous pre-chorus, it's such a relief musically to be able to have those 4 notes on the beat. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Oh, and you're just like, oh my god, thank you Suisei for letting our feet touch the ground again. Alright, and you've got these drums and 16th notes. Before, like, here is where it switches to the 8th notes. So, basically, 2 16th notes makes 1 8th note, which is why, you know, a 16th note is twice as fast as an 8th note. So when it switches to the 8th notes, it's kind of just like, it changes the whole tone of that section, and you just can kind of like sit more easily on the rhythm, which again is just another point of musical interest, you know, musical variety. And then this part leads to one of my favorite parts of this song. Just this incredibly smooth violin and cello harmony. But it just builds and builds and builds in tension, and then it gets cut off again by Suisei, who's just singing in this really light voice again. And here, like, the synths are airier than what they were in verse 1. It's just really light. Okay, and notice that this verse 2 just takes up 16 bars. There's actually no verse 2.5, you know? I feel like because we don't get that 2.5 verse, like, it compresses the time that we have with this lighter, simpler verse, and from here on out it's like edge of your seat stuff, which again, it just builds more of that tension into the song from here all the way to the end. And also I've just put a note there of like that plane sound again, because it'll come up a few more times later, and each time they vary how many bars you get that plane sound for. Again, just another device that they use to increase the tension. Let's just listen out for that plane sound. That sound? Okay, pre-chorus again, the polymeter. Almost the same as the previous pre-chorus, except these bars. So no drums, just the brass, and that plane sound for 6 bars this time, not just 2 bars. You guys got that again? Da 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 da. But instead of having 16th notes, here the drum beat's all in 8th notes, so yeah, different again to the previous chorus. Alright, we're looking out for Suisei's like perfect 5th interval jump. That was 1. Da 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 da, and then that goes into this like holy freaking synth keyboard solo. Da, 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 da. The harmony there with the keyboard was great. Oh, I could listen to this solo like a million times. Okay, just note like when the keyboard synth solo ends, it's like the acoustic piano comes in and just does this like pretty run up again of the scale. So yeah, it was interesting to me, the parallel of using like keyboard synth as the main solo part, and then you're just ending it with an acoustic piano. I guess it parallels like the virtual and the real, like with the synth keyboard sort of sitting in as the virtual world, and then the acoustic piano sitting in for reality, and how they kind of, just like the music video does really, and like VTubing as a whole, as a concept, they mesh the virtual world with the real. And then let's just keep going all the way to the end. Oh yeah, star synths and the claps. And then note the plain sound. It goes over 8 bars now. So previously it was like 2 bars and now 6 bars, and now you've got 8 bars of that plain sound. Actually, it's probably not plain anymore. It's a rocket going to space. Oh, that's a suspended beat drop. So we're in space. 1, 2. It's like the beat comes in on the 2 this time. Whenever you have suspended beat drops, it's like it feels like you miss a step on a stair and you're just about to fall down and you feel the bottom kind of drop out of you. It's interesting that they use that kind of sparingly in this song, but to great effect, because it always happens at these really intense moments, and it really gives you that sense of being floating off into space, which is basically what Suisei is. You know, she is from space. She's a comet, yeah? Now you've just got like the full set of instruments, those strings, and just like a more intense arrangement of the brass and the strings. Again, distinguishing it from the previous choruses. Da-da! Suisei a cappella leading into this final outro, where everything goes ballistic, like the drums, the strings, the brass, the piano. But so you notice like Suisei gets the resolving notes all to herself. Like when she sings da 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 da, that's the 1 note, or the E. Da, she's all by herself. Notice the instruments cut out, and then when she goes da, I mean, she gets a bit of a drum beat, but really it's her taking us up to the stars again though. Da da. And then this is where I die. It's such a good song. Yeah, and that's like this song in a nutshell. There's so many bits in this song that you don't really notice like when you're just listening to it for enjoyment. But yeah, just outlining it like this, even if briefly, kind of gives you an idea of just how much variation is packed into this one song, and how that variation was sort of used to create different emotions. I mean, in fact, it was used to create like an entire musical and like emotional journey. Okay, so just from like the compositional diversity, you get this masterful like increase and decrease in tension until it just builds up to that final climax. But also you can see like the diversity in sound as well. So the choice to make use of this wide range of instruments, from like brass to acoustic piano and like synthy keyboard to strings, it was just such a surprise, because I'm so used to like the walls of synths and just beat samples that saturate much of pop music these days. So whenever an artist chooses to use, unusually, like actual instruments in their songs, and not just that, but like instruments that revel in their musicality, that always earns extra points in my books. Okay, that pre-chorus, to appreciate how cool Stella Stella's pre-chorus is, there are some basic music theory concepts to just be aware of. First is a time signature, which I covered before, but to recap, it indicates the number and the type of pulses or beats per measure or per bar. So let me pull Sibelius up. So basically, this would be like the 4/4 or common time signature. So that just means 4 beats of quarter notes per bar. So these are like quarter notes. And then this is like 6/4 time, or 6 beats of quarter notes per bar. That's the first thing to know. Second thing is what a polymeter is. So a polymeter is when you have 2 different time signatures in play at the same time. It's kind of like it would be like fourth in Stella, it's like 4/4 time against 6/4 time. Polymeter is different to polyrhythm, which is like a different number of beats that are synced up to the same length phrase, but we're not going to get into that today. So that's the second thing to know, polymeter. And then finally, I've just put these like accent marks on top of the first beat of each bar. And we call these like the downbeat, or I guess the strong beat. So for 4/4 time, it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for like 6/4 time, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's all the music theory you need to know. Now, the reason why this pre-chorus feels so unstable, kind of like you've lost your sense of gravity, is because for like several bars, can I annotate this? Yes. So like for several bars, it's like Suisei is singing in 4/4 time, while the percussion is playing in 6/4 time. And so when that happens, when you have these two happen at the same time, you have these strong beats, they don't actually line up to each other. Right, so you notice like, you know, for the first bar, it sounds fine, right? But then as soon as you get to the second bar of the 4/4 time, you'll note that it just falls onto a weak beat in the bar that's in the 6/4 time. It's the use of polymeter that causes this misalignment of strong beats. In fact, you know what? Let's listen to this pre-chorus, but instrumentals only. Okay, so I've just like pulled up to the part where just before the pre-chorus, and I'll count out loud in 6/4 time, so you just know where the first beat falls. But also you can listen out for the downbeat of the 6/4 time in the percussion by listening out for when the bass drum kicks along with that clash of the cymbal. So let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, but then it goes back to the 4/4 time. And that blows my mind, the fact that they used 6/4 time there. I mean, what's so cool about 6/4 time? It's rarely used for one, but also it gives the music a sense of urgency and of driving forward, unlike the more natural 4/4 time that we gravitate towards. 6/4 time has like just like a weird extra 2 quarter notes at the end of like every measure, and so we tend to count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, and it feels like every time we count the 5, 6, we're kind of like stumbling forward and cutting short something that shouldn't be cut short. I mean, that's one reason why the pre-chorus feels the way that it does. But also, you know, Suisei does not make it easy either to find the downbeat, because though she's singing in 4/4 time, for the whole pre-chorus, she's singing in a heavily syncopated rhythm. So syncopation is when the normal meter feels disrupted because the offbeats are emphasized instead of the downbeat, or, you know, the rhythm doesn't even fall on the regular beats. So let's go back to Sibelius again. Yeah, so this is Suisei's vocal line in the pre-chorus. So you can see, like, you know, she sings in like triplets, which is like a common syncopation device, because it's like da 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 da. Notice if I'm clicking the beats, her notes don't actually fall on those beats. You'll notice that you have these what we call like tied notes, where like notes are tied over to the next bar, which again creates rhythmic tension by keeping the vocal line off the beat. Just a lot of like not even just over to the next measure, but a lot of tied notes within bars. Actually, if we can play this with a metronome, this is like way slowed down, but the metronome will be the beats, and then you can kind of hear how the vocal line doesn't sit on those beats. This sounds so not cool when it's transposed like this. So tied notes, it never falls on the downbeat. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, so basically put all of that together, the polymeter, the syncopation, and you just get this wildly unstable pre-chorus, which really sets up the chorus so well, because the chorus is where you get a stronger on the beat kind of feeling. All this stuff about polymeter and rhythmic irregularities is fascinating, but it gets even more interesting, I think, when you move from a purely technical, analytical lens towards like musical hermeneutics, which is where you try to gauge deeper meaning in the music from an interpretive stance and link it back to either what the artist is trying to say through their music or what the music says about the artist. It's a highly, subjective kind of field, but that's why it's so much more fun. And the music video too, I think there's a lot you can tell in that, which I thought was incredibly well done and just synced really well with the music. If you take the pre-chorus again, like that sense of the loss of gravity by having the instrumentation be in that weird 6/4 tone makes Suisei, who's holding down the vocal line in 4/4 tone, the center of gravity for the listener. Like, she literally becomes our only point of reference for where the ground is. Hence cute. Yeah, she sings those 4 beats that bring us back down to earth. And as an idol who's meant to like capture our total focus, I thought that was just a cool way to express that idea musically. Like, musically, she's the center of gravity, just like how in the real world, or in virtual world, maybe that's the real world, I don't know, she is also the center of people's attention. The music also tells me that Suisei is a total boss. She literally leads and dominates the instrumentation. So for such a complex song with so many moving parts, you really need a strong singer to be the glue, and she delivered hard in that department. There are several points in Stella Stella where Suisei leads the music right before it ramps up in intensity. And it's Suisei really who kicks off the brilliancy of the composition by singing the preceding notes that lead into that all on her own. So just a couple examples. I mean, she literally starts with an a cappella right before everything goes crazy. We're always going back to that pre-chorus because she sings those da 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 da, and then everything goes ballistic. Even just before like the chorus. Da 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 da. It's like it's her, like all on her own, and then nuts. I guess the way the transitions are written too makes it feel like Suisei has a tight leash on the rest of the instrumentation. She is in full control, actually. I was really struck by that when I listened through it a couple more times. Like, case in point, just before every verse, so before it shrinks back into the real world. Okay, this is crazy piano run up. But it's like the piano which just wants to keep going straight up into space, but then Suisei just brings it back down again. Like, she basically cracks a whip. It is like, no, I'm gonna sing a quiet verse now, make way. To put it in a really crude way, Suisei basically cockblocks the music every single verse. I mean, let's look at verse 2. It's the violin and cello. Oh, this nice sliding violin. And then again, just cock blocked by Suisei because she's the boss. I guess what I'm saying is Suisei is like a total dominant top in this song. She's in charge, and that's how exactly it should be. I also love that the music and the video reflect the fact that Suisei comes from the stars and is a star. But at the same time, she's also real and in the world, and there's an actual person behind this like virtual idol star. So whenever her singing and the music is more intense, Suisei is shown to be like in a more virtual or unreal setting, like literally what happens at the start. You know, she's either in this kind of setting that's fantastical, or even when it goes into this real life footage, there are like those like flashing lights that distort the real world. The verse with like the relatively simple melody and beat, we get these really homey domestic shots of like kitchen and living room. That's a really weird microwave. No, what was that? It's like an oven bake thing. So simple when it's the real world, and then as soon as this zoom in was really cool. Zoom into this virtual world, the music becomes way more complex. So I feel the association of real life footage with simple music, and then the virtual or like the blended reality. We kind of get the blended in the last chorus a lot more. Yeah, with the glitchiness happening in the street. So the virtual and the blended reality is always associated with complex music. And to me, it alludes to this struggle that VTubers seem to have with being taken as seriously or considered just as legitimate as IRL streamers or entertainers. I sense that for people who aren't in the hole and who don't understand VTubers, not that I'm saying I do, I'm learning very slowly to understand more, but people who totally dismiss VTubing as just, I don't know, anime girls being cute on stream and dumb it down unfairly, they associate VTubing with being simple and without depth. But this music and the video turns that idea on its head, because it's when the video is the most virtual, or like here in the last chorus, yeah, there's glitchy stuff, right? Like where there's a cool blend of the virtual glitching in the real world. This is when the music is like the most complex, almost like it's saying, you know, the virtual world can be more complex and more real than the real world. Like maybe VTubers can show more of who they really are in the virtual world, and like there's certain freedoms and even new creative ideas that come with being able to express who you really are through a character or an avatar. At the like very end, when she's singing against this amazing blue shooting star background or falling star background, she has more like da da 1 to the 5 earth to the star moments, and you'd think that she'd end her final note on the 1 again, so da 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 da, the 1, as a solid resolution, you know, as most songs do, and also to mirror the start where she ended her a cappella part on the da 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 da. You would also expect that musically just from the video, because it's like these are literally stars in the background falling to the ground, so it's like 5 to the 1 falling to the ground, and maybe there's also another illusion where it's like eventually shooting stars do eventually fall and burn out, so it's kind of sad to think about since Suisei is a star herself. But then that timing, the second she sings the 1 to the 5, musically she's going from Earth back to the stars, even though visually she's back in the screen in the real world. I guess you could like read a couple of things into that. One, that she belongs in the stars, being the talented idol that she is, and she's not going anywhere. But also, I guess, like, when people watch her in the real world, she'll take you with her to the stars. Like, there's no, again, back to that theme, there's no division line between what's real and what's virtual. So talent is talent is talent, no matter what form it takes, whether it's like a flesh person or like an avatar on the screen. The realest thing is in recognizing what a star Suisei is. We're still not done with this song. So I realized that there are English subtitles on the official video. So we're just going to go through that and see how much of the stuff that we were able to get from the music and the video match up to the lyrics. So here we go. Hoshi, shooting star. Okay. Kind of don't really know what stellar means. I guess like she's stellar star, stellar idol. I also didn't realize that that's what their taxis look like. It's like immediately it's like you get the sense that ever-present VTuber dilemma where it's like how much can you say and reveal of yourself and how much do you keep as your own character. But then it's like people question you about how real you are if you can't be completely open and honest about who you are. It's a strange space to be in. Yes, someone did tell me, well, a lot of people told me that it was a real struggle for Suisei in the beginning. She hates mornings. And sunshine. But why? Is this... I don't know, is like the sunshine like meant to represent real life, and because as a VTuber she has to contend with the whole "oh, you're not real" thing, so she hates sunshine and light? Or is it literally, wait, let me just go back. Can Dawn please stay away? Or is it because they always stream at night and so like during the day they're literally asleep? They have like vampiric schedules. I don't know, it's an interesting line. I love how she like holds out her hands when she's singing that "hold out your hands." You're not special. I'm not special, you're not special. It feels like she's appealing to... yeah, she's a VTuber, but also she's just like everybody else, a real person with real feelings. Given like, especially with Hololive VTubers, they're massive fan bases, there's got to be issues that crop up all the time with personal boundaries and stuff. It kind of feels like... it's like, hey, remember I'm a real person, so give me the same respect you would a real person. Or it's the fact that, yes, she's made it big, but also she is still feels like a regular person at the end of the day, you know? It's that celebrity struggle. Night is her home. That also makes sense because you can only see stars at night. Hey, oh, that's what she was singing there. Oh, She's literally saying, I'm that boss bitch. That's so cool. It was like, I get things done, I do things myself, I'm in control. Totally matches the music where she also leads the instrumentation and she takes like center stage. And that's so cool. She doesn't need anyone to save her. So go out and get it. Now she's back to the I'm a normal person. I wonder if this is talking about before she made it big and how she dreamt big, but it just didn't seem like her efforts were going anywhere. Would have been so hard. It's a lot of like, don't let the day or the next day come. I feel like that line is kind of like, well, because VTubers literally, they reach into your lives and you spend so much time with them and they spend so much time with you sometimes that, I mean, the whole reason why I went into this VTuber rabbit hole was because someone was like, man, VTubing really helped me feel better about myself, which is great. Visible to the naked eye. I guess you could read it in several ways. One is that we never really know what's going on with the people behind the VTubers, and I mean, it's none of our business and it shouldn't be, but just having that respect for them again as people. True to yourself. I love these lines. So badass. Man, the music really did justice to the lyrics, or the lyrics did justice to the music. They both work together. It's interesting that she's singing about fantasy. The music is so fantastical as well. But also, like, going back to what we were talking about, when it feels like the message is, even though it's fantasy or not real, sometimes it can be just as real as the real world. Yeah, because I would associate VTubing with kind of like a fantasy world, but also it's just that in that weird blended space where it's both a very real person, but also takes place in this fantastical kind of setting. Yeah, fascinating. All of space, which definitely took us to space with the music. I like that she sings like, so I'm saying this, like listen up. Oh my god, her voice is crazy good. I'm glad that she met this production team and was able to make such a masterpiece with them. Like, full credit to the producer Taki Inoue and just all the musicians and stuff that made this happen. TV turns off. Yeah, I can't believe I spent so long analyzing this song, but honestly, it's rare to come across a song that makes me so interested in how it's constructed and just the messages it's trying to convey. Definitely worth it. So I'm already down like 3 swigs, and I can kind of see the wisdom now in limiting like this drinking game. Okay, track 2, Next Color Planet. New song, new headphones, and I have a brand spanking new whiskey shot counter as well. Not shot, responsible swig counter. So I'm down 3 already, which means I'm kind of in deep shit because we're only on track 2. But let's see how this one goes. Hey, I'm liking how her voice is super light here. It matches that acoustic piano so well. Hey, like trap double tone. Oh, great drop. It's like leading into some super bright brass here. That funky slap bass. I like this already. I mean, just a quick note. This girl using proper instruments in yet another track. I mean, she's got great taste and or like just a strong production team who know how to integrate real instruments with like synths and hints of trap. Yeah, I was just really enjoying this more pop funk style and how she's lightened her voice to suit that. Oh, also the use of those 7 chords. Just go back a bit. Da 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 da. That's G sharp minus 7. Before that, I think it must have been A major 7. Yeah. Da 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 da. Those piano chords. I love 7 chords. They're my favorite. They're simple, but they're so crunchy and just great for more jazzy numbers, especially when paired with those trumpets. Yep. Ooh, I love that bass line. Man, that slap bass is really driving this song. Bum, bum, bum. Very pretty piano runs. Oh! Man, listen to that again. That was a great, like, bass transition. Love it. Man, those bass lines are killer. And also that da-da-da-da with the trumpets. It's like at an Idol concert. Oh my god, that bass. I love this bass. Also, aside from the bass, which is fantastic, it's appropriate, I guess, that they're showing like a full-on Idol stage with the glow sticks and the flashing lights, because with how full this instrumentation is, just featuring such a rich set of different instruments, this song feels like something you'd expect to be performed in front of a live stage. Similar to Stella Stella too, actually. And I'm surprised. I mean, I probably won't be as surprised by the next song because I kind of know what I'm dealing with here now. But yeah, just a lot of respect to Suisei for not really going the more predictable pop route. Unless this is very typical of J-pop, because I have to admit, I'm not really a huge listener of J-pop. So yeah, interesting. Also, he's like a lot of diamonds in this. Is it kind of alluding to her being a diamond in the rough? Hey! Oh, those are... what are they called? These ones? Shurikens, right? Like, the things that Japanese assassins use to kill people. I mean, knowing like Suisei's lore, it kind of makes sense. It's a lot of like allusion to putting on a face or like performing for people. There's like multiple curtain stages, stage curtains, I mean. That was weird. That note kind of sounded really auto-tuned. Da, 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 da. Yeah, da, 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 da. I don't know why they would auto-tune that particular note. It's not like she'd have trouble singing it. That was weird. Oh, did you notice the trumpets? I think they were trumpets are playing like a fifth below Suisei again. So again, she's like flying above the accompaniment, like the star that she is, just a perfect fifth above. Oh, very nice decorative piano. Oh, okay. No beat drop. Just starry synths. I like how the lights are synced to the percussion. Everything's depressing and grey and black and white. Some like interesting visual motifs there. Okay. Hey. Wait, is that a trumpet and now sax solo? Oh, I love the interplay between those two instruments. Oh. Oh, should I drink for that? Ah, man. That was a trumpet solo, right? I'm kind of bad with brass instruments. Yeah, I mean, it did deliver like a pleasantly ear-piercing, like, oh, da da, 1 to the 5 chord shock to the system. Yeah, all right, I'll drink to that. It's good. I'm just so enjoying the bass. As much as I love like brass. And just like the light piano floating up the top. She's like so cute. No. Oh, she did the lyrics for this again. That's amazing. What is she doing? She's doing her idle waves. Oh, right. Okay. Look, that last, sorry, I forgot to comment on that, but she went up like a full octave for that finishing line. So let's listen again. Just going up. Yeah, that was impressive. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the song. It's way more straightforward than Stella Stella was, as is probably obvious by the fact that I didn't pause so much. So the good news is that I'm probably not going to be giving an hour-long lecture on this song. I do like that we got a different genre from Suisei. It's this sort of like jazz funk pop side of her, and that once again she's singing along with like a decent brass and really cool bass backing. I also love that she writes her own stuff, like her lyrics. Yeah, I just clearly she takes a hands-on approach to her music, and I always appreciate when an artist does that. Let's just have a peek through the lyrics and see if we can't find something new. Here we go, round 2. This is poetry. Okay, so the diamond is more like, because when light hits a diamond, you get all the colors of a rainbow, and Suisei's voice is that light that'll give the planet the colors that it wants. Kind of like the multiple like picture frames just mirroring like the multiple stage curtains. I don't know, and VTubers, man, just dealing with a lot of identity issues and like privacy concerns and all that. I don't know, that's the feeling I get. Okay, so she's turning the rain into dance. It's like she'll make music out of anything. Like that like volume dial. Killer beat. Hey. I like that, like her move that she does. You kind of like have to admire her for the grit that she puts in her lyrics about like not going anywhere and sticking to it and not wasting away like this and like not today, Satan. It's kind of cool. It's a pretty hopeful song. She has this like theme of like hating the morning. I think that in Stella Stella there was this part about not wanting the dawn to come. Maybe it is just alluding to the fact that she sleeps real late and doesn't want to get up in the morning ever. Hey, that's the keyword, comet. I'm gonna have to see if she has to put that word into every single one of her songs. She'll change into that window display piece, that mannequin. It's all cracked up. Yeah, it's just even in such an upbeat, happy song, you kind of get moments and glimpses into how they see like their VTubing life. Like they have to be really careful with putting on their character and not letting anything slip that they shouldn't. Right, she's gonna fill it up with her colors. Hey, I love like on the change, like Tomorrow the World Will Change, they did that, switching from black to white. Also, I just want to go back to this like black and white part. Yeah, it's like, it's all black and white and dark and gloomy, but she's singing about a smile that's in full bloom and, you know, go out and sing your heart out. It's just interesting choice to have those as the lyrics with this background. Kind of makes you think how much they have to hide. Again, like having to live stream and sing and make people happy, even if there might be some like bad shit going down behind the scenes that they can't really talk about. Okay, so ultimately, I mean, it's still a song that preaches like hope. Before I move on to track 3, I just gotta update my little counter. Alright, 4 shots not too bad, right? That's still pretty bad. I mean, I'd be madly happy if if I somehow broke my record for like the number of drinks. But yeah, let's go to track 3. I'm gonna try and read this. So it's Tenkyu Suisei wa yoru wo mataide. Apparently the English is like her trail on the celestial sphere. It's a very enigmatic title and I have no idea what that means, but I guess we'll find out. Grungy kind of rock. Interesting. And the piano. Okay, can I just say, I am appreciating these like 30-second musical intros so much. Like I love when artists blend a bit jazzy piano with those grace notes into sort of a rock instrumentation. It's like salted caramel, you know, you get the sweet with the salty. Those light piano chords. Also, Suisei sounds different again here. She's like light, but with a slight edge. Hey, those syncopated piano chords. Nice. Oh, I love that cut out to just the piano. And also that slide up to that note she did, like da 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 da. Let's go back. Ugh. Nice. Oh my god. This is a hard song to sing. Oh man, I feel I should drink to that chorus because she covers a wide range in that chorus alone, and you can hear her flipping back and forth between sometimes her falsetto and head voice, and then sometimes to her mixed or chest voice as well. It just sounds like she's doing like vocal gymnastics. This is an incredibly hard song to sing because it's so fast as well. Oh. Good. You see her flipping? And then this part. It's like so it's literally like she runs the full octave in that line. Oh, and then she actually goes lower because she goes da da. So another tone lower to like the D flat. Yeah, it's just impressive stuff, man. Did I will, yep. I also love that piano hook, like da 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 da. This one, it's fantastic. Oh, bass, 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 bass. Oh, also these like sharp synths. Hey. I just love that part when it's just the piano. Oh, I wonder what the message behind those distorted buildings is... Ugh, like she puts so much behind that. Did you hear her flipping again? Da 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 da. Can't say again. So much control. Oh man, gotta give it to Suisei, hey. Oh, I really like the artwork there, like the rain, and is that meant to be her? Or some random? Oh. Hey, here's that bass again. Okay, just unfiltered now. Oh, that was great. That like syncing of the animation of the stars with the like the drum. Also, I liked that use of the filter on her voice in this bridge. Yeah, here, because you're gonna feel like she's containing herself and getting ready to like burst out of the gates, like vocally. And then like the filter falls away and you just get this mad chorus. I'm hearing so many sword swipes in my head. Whoa. Yep. Man, whenever Suisei brings out that killer vocal, you gotta drink to that. That's what I call like a straight going for the jugular vocal slice. I also loved how like the snare, like that sharp snare acted as a kind of like a sharp marker to indicate like where she's finished killing us all with her voice. So wait for it. So cool. Okay, Suisei channel. Man, excellent song. I feel we got vocal gymnastics, like a great piano hook, and also electric guitar driven hook too. And again, just really good variation in the verses so that they don't all sound the same, and a knitting together of different sections of the song to satisfyingly progress the song. As far as I can tell, there's no English translation, official English translation for her lyrics, but there were Chinese ones, so I just wanted to get a general idea of what she's singing. Like here, in the first verse, she's singing about how the lights that like light up the sky are really beautiful, but then it kind of goes emo because she's like, oh, wouldn't it be great if these lights were extinguished like the breaths that I exhale? It's like in keeping with Suisei's dislike of daytime or light, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just talking about the mood she's in now. You know, she's feeling dark and gloomy, which matches the more grunge feel of the music, and hates that these lights don't reflect that mood. So she's like repressing these emotions, but like her cries can still be heard. And then now she's talking to someone like us, I guess, or a general you. Like all of the anxiety and suffering that you're going through can be covered over by my as in her blue color or her blueness. So yeah, man, it sounds like this song is about like depression and how she deals with it, or she's reaching out to someone who might be suffering from depression, or both. It's interesting that she mentions my blue color as a kind of antidote to that suffering. Maybe she's suggesting that people can come to her to ease that pain a bit. I don't know, but also she includes herself in this suffering as well. So turn all these emotions into tears and then cry them into like a sea of stars. So in that infinite darkness, dye it all with blue. Again, reads like she's offering like a kind of lifeline. Like I'm assuming the blue and like the sea of stars refers to Suisei. I don't really know, but if that's the case, like in relation to VTubing, maybe for like VTubers, doing what they love, streaming, is a way out of these depressing feelings. But also for fans, like who find some modicum of escape by watching VTubers. Again, it kind of sucks that I don't understand the original language. In any case, it seems like it's a song that deals in a very obscure way this really serious topic of depression and what can be done about it. So yeah, I don't know, I guess props to her for singing about something like that. Just like one last part, like this part, where you have this like artwork that I really loved with this person walking in the rain, all depressed. It's kind of hopeful. It's like, even if your sadness overflows, and even if like you're constantly separated from the earth, I'm guessing that means everyone else, we can still be connected together. And then that's when the filter comes off her voice. Yeah, and then talks about comets flying overhead again. So yeah, I don't know, a bit of hope at the end of what is a pretty dark song. All right, track 4, Ghost. I also realized that my counter kind of disappeared for a bit, but I think we need to update it as well. I think that was 2 drinks for that third track. Okay, 6. I don't know, some albums that I listen to, actually most artists do this because it's just smart. You just put like your strongest tracks at the front and then after that it's kind of filler. I don't know, like we'll see where this goes. This looks great already, the animation. Oh! Hey! Okay, our 4th musical introduction. I did kind of slightly get chills. Let's go back to the beginning. I think the first note. That's a super low, possibly like the lowest B you can play on the piano. Like it's way down on the other end. Yeah, because you started from way down in that range, it just sets the scene for this massive build up. Especially when the solo guitar really kicks in. There we go, just like propelled forward by the drums, which is doing this interesting like marching band kind of beat. I also like, sorry, I keep pausing. I liked the chord progression that they use there. It's like da 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 da, and then the verse starts. Just good stepping up. really like this art style as well. There's probably a lot of hints in here. But again, she looks very lonely and depressed. Hey, I like those drums. Why are they always so good in her songs? The drummer. Hey, I loved that like really quiet moment for 1 second. Yeah. Da, just that one note. Again, she's just singing all on her own. It's kind of was like just like catching her breath in this private moment before launching into this. Oh, that was pretty. Those piano octaves. Oh man, just like that snare. Okay, just pause a sec. Man, there was some intense drumming there. Just the way it starts with like the snare doing the drum roll effect, while like the bass drum. Hang on. Here. That drum roll while the bass is doing like this really syncopated. Yeah. Man, you know that like the bass drum, so the bass drum is syncing up with the beats 3 and 4 every 2 bars. How to say this? Like, remember what I said in Still Stellar about the effect of 6/4 time? Because of that, like 1 2 3 4, 1 2 1 2 3, it just like constantly pushes the song forward. Here, it's a kind of like a similar effect, even though it's in common or 4/4 time. Like, because every 2 bars, the bass kicks in on the 3 and the 4, and that's why it feels like the chorus is constantly having to move forward and like get to somewhere. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's just like a wall of sound. Like, not only is there the drum roll effect, but then there's like an electric guitar going off beneath all that. Yeah, there's an electric guitar going crazy beneath the drum roll, as well as some strings that's just playing this one note, like the da da. It's just like thickening that sound. And then like the high-pitched piano octaves just swooping in there. You know, the piano octaves, they remind me of, when I heard it, I just kind of pictured, you know, in Superman, like when he flies straight up through the dark clouds and he glimpses like the sun for just a few seconds in quietness before he flies back down to like the grime and the evil again. It's kind of what that reminded me of. Like the piano is just that moment where you get a glimpse of the sun for a few seconds and then you go back down. I like that bass. Oh. It's always in that screen. Why is she sitting on the edge of a building like that? I don't know why, but like the second she closed her fist, like in defiance or something, it was yeah, that was really touching. It was also nice that it was like synced to the music as well. That was really nice. Oh. Dancer in the dark. God, she's standing so close to the edge of that building. Hey, those strings really coming in now. Hey. Man, these drums again. That was a nice instrumental break. Oh! Oh, okay. Yep. Man, that was a long, that note that she hit, and then there was a long dead silence. Just want to listen to that from like the build up. Oh, that breath. Even her echoes kill me. Like, they just got that edge. And I love that whenever she gets a cappella notes. Oh, so damn good. Hey, that was a nice variation. Oh, I love that ending chord. I want to watch this again. I feel like the video for this one in particular just was saying so much, and I know I picked up on bits of it that were synced with the music, but let's just have a closer look at what's actually happening in the video. I love this sort of atmospheric sound. It's like a soundtrack for space, essentially. It's all that darkness and emptiness. And then like bursts of color to match with a burst of music. It's really pretty. See, it's like, that's her, right? Like the star just stuck inside a screen. Wait, there's no English lyrics for this. Okay. Just pure visual interpretation. There's like her laptop, the streaming life. I mean, to me, like, her looking sad in a crowd full of people while still stuck on a screen, it must be because they can't, in public, they have to be really careful to not let slip that they are who they are. And so it's this constant having to hide your other identity from everyone. I don't even know if these girls can tell their friend, maybe I guess some of their closest friends would know what they do as a living. Can they tell their families? I have no idea actually. But it would be, you just have to be constantly being careful that people don't blab about what you do too much. Like, man, trust issues as well. It's kind of like, can I be seen if I have to be hiding myself constantly like this? You know? Yeah, man, a lot of like standing on the edge of buildings. But yeah, it's just like, I loved how the opening of her eyes coincided with a da da just before the start of the chorus. She's still not smiling. I love how she's like the center of the universe there. Not sure what Dancer in the Dark might refer to, but it's like, if you dance in the dark, it's like no one can really see you, but at least you're doing what you love. Just another allusion to what VTubing might be for like these girls. It's also interesting that she's not her color there. Like, I mean, I know they have to make her stand out against like the dark blue background, but yeah, red to me just seems like that's not really Suisei's color at all. There's her performing in her idol concert. Oh man, is this like, I guess when they do karaoke streams and stuff, this is what it looks like? It just gives me a feeling of being kind of sad. Like, she's showing this is what her VTubing life is like, and yet it's like this constant struggle to find fulfillment in it, if not combat like the negative stuff that comes with having to maintain a VTubing personality. And then she just disappears. Oh, just like this constant fear of not being seen for who you really are. And you never see the other people's faces either. Hey, I like that she's kind of stepping on like the galaxy. That's really cool. Like that. And like that short burst of color. Yeah. Dun-dun. To match with the drums. Don't know what these are. Is this like a checklist of stuff she has to do for her VTubing schedule? That's a lot. I do know that these girls pack a lot into their schedules. Like, it's amazing that they can even do all the stuff that they do, let alone like have a normal social life. Yeah, see, this screen kind of like did my heart in a little, because I don't know, if you watch a lot of Asian dramas and stuff, well, not even just Asian dramas, in general dramas, if someone's sitting on the edge of a really tall building looking down like that, it's doesn't really bode well for them. Like, I'm not gonna say she's like thinking about, you know, or she's feeling suicidal, but it's just that feeling, that underlying feeling of I guess depression that you have to really manage sometimes, especially if, I don't know, with the pressures that these girls have to deal with on a daily basis. You can't blame them for having periods of time where they just need a break, you know? And do you like this bit? That's probably my favorite bit in the whole video. It's like, no, I'm not gonna give up. I'm here to stay and I'm gonna make it work. I do like that effect of closing the eye that they use later on, especially in her a cappella part. Those billboards, man. Hololive girls like all over the billboards in Japan? I don't know. Probably. Man, she's like just curled up in that fetal position. Oh, man, this song really makes me sad. Despite all like the drums and the mad guitar and just all this like bursting full of instrumentation, it's still a really sad song if you go by the video. Yeah, I really like that. The ta-ta-ta. Like the hit on the rim and then the echo. Shutting of the eye. And then when it opens, it's like this burst of color. Next color planet. This screen makes me super sad too. Like, I don't know, just thinking about how they have to hold themselves in public and just be like kind of, I don't know, paranoid that they're gonna get found out. Especially, I mean, I don't know, maybe Suisei doesn't have the more distinctive voices in Hololive, but I've definitely seen some where as soon as they open their mouth or speak or laugh or something, they're just immediately recognizable. Here, I don't know, maybe she's just too bad we don't have English lyrics for this. But yeah, obviously being lost in a crowd full of people and just not being seen. For anyone, let alone VTubers, that's a awful feeling. And that building that I'm glad she's no longer standing on the edge of. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a very profound video with, again, just matched with some very extravagant instrumentation again. All right, quick update. I think, okay, we're on to 7 now. Wait, is that right? Yeah, 7 drinks, and we're on to track 5. Okay, slightly worried, but let's go. Bye Bye Rainy, track 5. I have no idea what that means. Rain again, possibly another song about depression. We'll see. Nope, it's too funky for that. Hey, it's very different. Oh, wait. Wait, is she falling from the building that she was standing on in Ghost? No, she's wearing different clothes. She's just falling from the stars, and it's very worrying. Okay, she's fine. She's fine now. Another one with a very funky bass. Oh, I like that slow down and that very sweet synth keyboard. Click. Oh, interesting. I mean, there was a smooth key transition there. Like it was started in I think it was in A. Da, da, da. Yeah, A minor, and then she switches it up just by like a semitone, I think. Yeah, it's like A sharp, B flat major. I also like that, it's kind of a very, I don't know, Latin kind of drum transition. Yeah. Wait. Okay. Hey, nice. Oh, another modulation up. Is she gonna do that Beyonce thing where she just keeps going up? She's got a good voice. I mean, duh, but it's just so clear, even on those high notes. Okay, so we're back in A minor now. Oh. Interesting sounds there. Nice. I love how she switches things up in the melody line. When she gets her quiet moments to just sing, I love that. Oh, that bass. It's like very computer processed, like solo. That suspended beat. Okay, I just realized that we never went back to A minor. Up again. Okay. Interesting one, because I mean, I don't know if I like, there's just a lot of key modulations going on, and I don't know, it was just a bright song, certainly a very big contrast to Ghost, and I think we needed sort of like a pick-me-up after that one. Some of my like favorite notes about this track, when she sings like really quickly, just very well articulated though, like there. I can't do it, but yeah, I really like that. Also, just like a note about like the key modulations and stuff, I guess they used them to really good effect in the sense that for like the verses, it's like this sort of funky A minor sound, but then as soon as you hit the chorus and it does that like transition up to first like the A sharp major, so now in major, and then she does another modulation up to like C major. Yeah, so it's a C major now. Again, another major key as opposed to minor, what we started in the verse. But then, after she's done with the chorus, she goes back to the A minor. And so we're back in the A minor now. So it kind of just, there's these very clear division lines, and it gives like the verse and the chorus very different tonal qualities. So I thought that was interesting. All right, track 6, Dazzling. Also, I realized that Bye Bye Rainy was the first track that I did not take a drink in. So, but that's okay. I mean, I was like waiting for that one song where I was like, come on, it's not possible that I'm gonna take a drink every single one of her tracks, because that would be ridiculous. Alright, it looks like we get another full-on MV for this one, so let's go. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, that head move. Also, very pretty chords, just like mixed in with that wall of synth. Hey, oh my god. Does the girl have enough chandeliers? No. Musically, I mean, I love seeing her dance like that, like her 3D model. I think I'm still kind of getting used to like watching 3D models perform. I've watched like a couple of live concerts now and I'm getting more used to it. But yeah, aside from that, I loved the chromaticism of that intro. It just lent it a very badass texture. Like duh, duh, duh. Like it just like switches up and down between the duh, 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 those two semitones. Oh, hips. Hey, I love that piano. I also love those synths, like the. Hey, that piano is just running wild. I like this. I like this very much. Oh. First of all, piano is off the hook for this track. Also, I just like that there are parts where it's a quick song, but there are parts where they bring it back down and they slow it down. And you can just like sit in the like here. So this part especially. Duh. Like with the synths. Also, it's like the synths are like going duh and just like duh, just like sliding down. It just kind of gives a really groovy feeling. I'm intrigued by this song. It's just like an interesting mix of rapid piano and synths, but this time in kind of like a more Vogue Idol style. Yeah. Yes, slay those octaves. I'm in love with whoever's playing the piano. This is her actually dancing, right? Like they're recording her using a 3D model. She sounded so innocent just then. Yeah. She went into her innocent idol voice, but pretty much in this song, she's doing like a really like, I don't know, just alluring kind of voice. Hey, so good. What's that move? That was a scary look when she looks at you like that. Like she wants to stick a knife through you. Oh man, just sitting on that tonic. Like dun 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 dun. Hey! Was that like... So the quiet part with... It's just her singing, but then these like random like sound effects. Hang on. That's so cool. Oh. Yes! I was like, do we get a solo for this track too? Oh! Drink for that. That was eminently drinkable. Oh man, I am really enjoying this journey that this song is putting us through. I want to like go back to that part where she's in this darkness. They've switched up the synths they're using. They've muffled the piano. Random sound effects. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of like sounds. Also, can I just like appreciate that shot of her? Wait for it. This shot, she's like sweeping her hand down like the train of her. I really like that blue train that comes off of her dress, by the way, like with the stars on it. But yeah, I appreciated that shot. Just enjoy and bask in this glorious guitar solo again. Ah, soul piercing. Yes. Man. Nice, hit that note. Hey, man, I really liked that one. I mean, it's different again. I'm just, you know, I feel that some people may not like the fact that each track is sort of in a different genre to each other, but I don't know, I'm really liking the variety that she's serving up with each of these tracks. Okay, highlights for me for this track, definitely this like pre-instrumental break part, and the reason why I think it works so well is because this part is relatively simple, like compared to like the chorus that we get and even the verses. So in the bass, it's just like the bass is just this constant dun 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 dun, which is like the tonic or the first note of the key that this piece is in. So that would be like the dun dun dun, the E flat. And then meanwhile, in Suisei's singing in her melodic line, she's also doing like a very simple like step up, step back down kind of melody. So it's like the backup vocals is just doing da 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 da. So it's very simple. And she's just singing da 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 da. It's like literally like step up, step down. And then there's not much movement musically and vocally, but there's a lot of like weird noises that are playing. But that works because in this next section, you know, obviously when we get like that crazy guitar solo, it's just such a contrast to where we've been like before. Yeah, so So this section is just so well placed to serve as like a kind of breather, but like a very anticipatory kind of breather, because it's like we're gathering ourselves to get hit with that musical brilliance again in the form of an insane guitar solo. Oh my gosh, also that was a really nice leg kick. It's kind of amazing that they are actually idols. I mean, I know that didn't come off right. Like, on top of all the other stuff that they do, like entertain people and play games and all that stuff, they also have to know how to do this kind of idol-y stuff, which is amazing. Yeah, all in all, I feel Suisei's songs are built to attract people who appreciate good compositional structure. It's like a song that knows when to push, when to pull back, like when to bide its time, and just when to dazzle you with amazement. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. But yeah, there's a reason why the song is called Dazzling. Okay, we're on to track 7, Bluerose. Before we do that though, man, she's on to 8 now. I feel, okay, she's definitely hit that high watermark where I'm like, yeah, maybe I might like this artist like a lot. So let's see what else she's got on this album. Let's go. Continuation of the blue theme, stars and space. Is that her speaking? Okay, this sounds like probably the most straight pop song out of all the songs so far. But who knows where this might go. It's still quite piano driven though, it sounds like. Interesting mix of minor and major. Oh, okay. Chorus key change. Oh, that was like, I love that little catch in her voice when she's saying that. Da, da, da. Yeah, like another little. Oh, nice. That was a nice, like, 7th interval jump. That extremely filtered spoken Suisei voice is interesting. Dun, dun, dun. I dig like the bass piano chords that they're using makes this song a bit ambiguous in terms of like whether it's minor or major. It's mostly major, but there are hints of minor sprinkled in here and there. Like the timing with the stars. Yeah. So the chorus. The chorus is more unambiguously like major when she modulates to that like E flat major. Love that. Hey. This is very sweet. Okay. Some more modulation. Her model looks very different there, like that 2D model. Looks way more like cartoony. Nice. Da, da. Okay, that was an interesting one. It didn't have as much going on as some of the other tracks, like Still Still Stiller and even just the previous one. But the thing that stuck out to me most, I guess, was the use of, again, like key modulation and the almost like, it was almost blues-like the way that they blended the minor and major keys at certain points by putting in like that chord progression. Let me just play it. Dun, 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 dun. Not here. Dun, 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 dun. And here. Dun, 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 dun. So it's just like, it's just making it ambiguous as to whether like it's major or minor by using like that raised seventh of the melodic minor. Yeah, and it kind of just occurs all throughout this song. So it gives it a little bit of a blues kind of feel. You know, with key modulations, and I kind of wanted to say that before with a previous song, the other one that had a lot of key modulations, like I think it was Bye Bye Rainy. I guess it's easy to like overuse them or use them in ways that aren't particularly interesting or don't really add to the song. I don't think that was the case here though. Like every time it switched up the keys, there was always like either a decent build up, like from the pre-chorus to the chorus. Yeah, it's just like this build and then just modulated. Yeah, so it's either a decent build up or like it takes you somewhere new. With like this chorus too, like that bass on every beat. And those types of synths kind of gives it like a dance track kind of feel for the chorus. And of course Suisei's like little on that note. And then this jump, that was my favorite. Yeah, it was, it's a decent song. Another one that I didn't drink in, but that's fine too. Okay, track 8, Comet, literally singing about herself. Okay, let's go. Oh. What was that? I thought that was... No, I won't say it, but there's an interesting sound effect in there. Her voice is like... It's almost like a different person's. Oh. Oh man. Oh, that's a hectic beat. Oh, those hyacinths. Okay, Oh, it's back. That sound effect's back. Ugh. Okay, before we go on, just like quick first impressions. It's a super busy song. Like, and it definitely fits more into the cookie cutter formula for what a cute J-pop or a general bubblegum pop sounds like. It's such a world apart from something like Ghost or Still Still Stella. Yeah, and also, I mean, immediately you notice like the quality of her vocal tone is very different. It's higher pitched for one, and also just doesn't have that raw power of her other songs. Like she belts out high notes in something like Ghost or Still Still Stella, for example, but it's way more supported and more, I guess, just more mature sounding. You know what? I feel. Let me just double check something. Yeah, okay, so this was like, yeah, this was an end of 2018 single. That would explain it a lot. Yeah, I mean, personally, I much prefer her later stuff. It's more distinct. Her voice is much richer and more powerful, and the composition, instead of like boxing her in, which is what I kind of feel like the song is doing, instead of that, her later stuff just frees her off to show off her skills as a singer much more. Yeah, it was interesting to kind of get this kind of time capsule in song form to show just how far she's come. She definitely sounds like a much younger version of herself. The combination of those synths and just random like noises is overwhelming. Oh, I do not like that synth. Oh, thank God they stopped the synths. Wow, they just toned it down. She's still got her good voice. The mixing is not that great too, like... Okay, you know what? I'm glad to know that this isn't a much earlier work of hers, because again, it just shows like how far she's come and how much she's improved. And it's not just her voice that's improved, like the track mixing as well, like the mixing on and the balance of Suisei versus the instrumentals and stuff in the first couple of tracks that we listened to, especially pretty tight, like incredibly tight, and just showed off Suisei's vocals as the main attraction, even though there's like a bunch of crazy stuff happening in the supporting instrumentation. But here, I mean, for the first time, I feel like the mixing is really off, like because her voice is just like buried underneath all these incessant synths and sound effects. Yeah. Even wait, there was a quieter part. Even this part, like the bridge, where this is traditionally where like she shows off her voice, it's just completely smashed by this synth sound. Even here, like Okay, this is better. But yeah. Oh god, and that just like transition. That was a hard left. Man, there's a lot going on sound-wise. Why? Why do they use that sound effect? Da 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 da. God, they ended on the 4 chord for no reason at all. That is a cardinal sin. That's fine. You know what? I don't know, like, dissing on this track. I mean, I know that I just wanted to be honest about how I don't really like certain aspects of it. But it takes a shit ton of work to even put a track out. So yeah, no disrespect there. But like listening to this after having listened to her newer stuff was like a real trip. And actually, it makes me even more excited to see what else Suisei has up her sleeve, because she's clearly on this upwards trajectory of musical refinement and just increasing sophistication of her music in all aspects, like her voice, her vocal techniques, like which were actually like conspicuously absent in this track. It was almost like either the music just completely suffocated out any space she could to sort of show off her vocal ability. So I'm very excited to see like how Suisei will just keep on getting better and better as the years go by. I mean, yeah, the quality in song composition as well, just everything just has clearly gotten better over time, and I'm sure she'll continue to keep pushing that envelope. Okay, track 9, Andromeda. I'm assuming because there's no like MV for this that it came out with her album, and so it's not going to be like a throwback track. Also, okay, how many? So we're still on 8 drinks. All right, I'm kind of feeling it, but my mind is still sound, so let's keep going. A rock ballad. Man. There she is. Oh, nice. She's so emotional. So much emotion in her voice. Those synthy strings. Just quickly with that verse, I'm loving this already. Like, I really wasn't expecting like a pop rock ballad from her. We're back to the genre hopping again, and I love it. I also liked just how quiet and contained this first verse was, or at least like this first half of the verse, and then you get just those simple broken piano chords and the hints of those like synth strings. And I just love this like rich blanket of string synths. Yeah, it's a really good build up into the chorus. God, she's singing with so much heart. You can really hear it. Da 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 da. It's good. Just straightforward drum beats. Okay, you know what? I really liked that they didn't play around with like the downbeat, you know, leading into the chorus. It's just like a da 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 da, you know, just straightforward, getting right into the emotional chorus. Yeah, no like suspended beats, off beats, or squeezing in some elaborate drum or instrumental transition. It's just straight up like bang on the first beat, and then she's just straight up singing her heart out. Yeah, it's so different to the more decorated and intricate instrumentation of some of her other songs, which is great. Like there's variety in that. Yeah, just the beat in this chorus as well. You can like sit on it, dig into it a lot more. It's like key ingredient of an emotional rock ballad. It's so simple, like even that melodic line, da 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 da. It's just stepping down and then stepping back up again. Yeah, that's cool. Just broken chords. It's that electric guitar. Again, like just to like highlight how simplicity can be used to great effect. Like if you pay attention to the bass in this part, all they're doing is just octave jumps, like just a little bit before. Yeah. It's just so simple. It really is a song that's just zooming in on like the emotion behind the notes. Oh man, that sounded like someone was dying, like it was like a heartbeat monitor going dead. Ugh. Your obligatory like Suisei instrumental break. Man, this is building up to something epic, eh? Hey, got that moment of silence and just floating in space. Nice. Hey, we love some Suisei a cappella. Man, I just really like the melody of this song. It's like a nice little outro with those arpeggiated chords. Alright, I really enjoyed that. I mean, it feels and definitely sounds like a song that digs really deep emotionally, and its relative simplicity allows that emotion to be distilled down into a more raw form. I mean, personally, I really like complex and intricate instrumentation. I think half of my drinks have been because of like instrumental solos and whatnot. But I do also appreciate that she has some tracks like this that step back and just present a more straightforward relaying of emotion through instrumentation that is not intricate and complicated and showy. It's just a straight up good rock ballad song. There's a part I really liked is from here. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, there's something particularly emotional about that melodic progression. I guess because it's trying to go home, like go back to the one. So it starts on the one, da, 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 and then goes up to the 3, sits on the 2, back down to the 1, to the 7, then up to the 1 again. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it just shifts around the tonic and it feels like she's just trying to find her way home and stay there, but it doesn't quite get there because the chorus ends on the 3rd. So yeah, all in all, a very powerful, heartfelt song, and I appreciate that it just adds to like the genre diversification of this album. Surprisingly or not surprisingly, we have a French title in the mix, Je t'aime, which is track 10. So let's go. Oh, another like Vogue-like song. Oh, funky bass and shiny brass, just sign me up right away. So like back to like the showiness. Dun 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 dun. I like that slide in her voice. Oh, I like the bum bum background vocals. Interesting. Okay. Nice. Oh, interesting. Oh. Okay, this one is like probably the most bluesy track of them all. It's just using different blue modal scales. Like I can't even pinpoint just one. But for example, like in just before the chorus, I noticed yeah. Da 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 da. That flatted fifth. That flatted fifth sliding up to the perfect fifth. Da da. And that da 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 da, just hitting all those flats. I mean, generally, this is a song that's in da 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 da. So generally, it's B minor, but then she just adds a lot of like random blues notes in there. It's kind of cool. Oh, what was that? Oh, that like weird muted strings effect, like that muted strum. Nice. This part, so glittery and like voguey. Sick guitar. Oh, da 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 da. Give us all the blues. Oh, that was different. Yes! Gotta love a sax solo. Nice. Oh! Whoa. Listen to that again. Oh, da 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 da. That is such a weird bass line. Like it's B flat, C, A, B natural. Damn, it's just, yeah, it's just some intriguing modal happenings going on. Da, 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 da. Oh! That was so cool. Da, 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 da. Just her slaying. Those guitar strums. Okay, we're back in B minor. Alright, there's a bit of a trip, like... Yes! Da, 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 da. There's that chromaticism. Oh! Yes! I mean, those are kind of like iconic guitar riffs, like the dun 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 dun. Yeah, finishing on those is cool. Man, like... just another track that is great to groove to. Nothing like particularly out there except for that weird like bass line. But yeah, just a solid track. I feel like I'm still... It seems like because we've just got 2 more tracks left, that the tracks that I really were hit by were all heavily weighted to the beginning of the album. But these last few ones are also solid in their own right. Track 11, Starry Jet. This is taken a lot longer than I expected. I wasn't expecting to get so stuck into this album. Maybe I was, because I don't know. I was already biased for a Suisei, so. Okay, here we go. Track 11, Starry Jet. Is this a trap? It's gonna go ballistic, isn't it? Alright. Strings and brass. think I also heard like a xylophone. Wait, what? Yep, there we go, xylophone. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, I really liked those like earth, wind, and fire type like trumpet spits, like the da 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 da. That was really cool. And this dirty, dirty piano. Love it. Yes. Oh, I love how she just jumps to notes like it's nothing. Hey, nice slowdown from that just like franticness. Was that a strings run up? Yep. Oh my god, wasn't expecting that. A harp as well? It's just like they're just chucking all these instruments out and they're using them great. Like, no complaints. I love that. So quirky. It's kind of sounded like a very Christmassy song. I can't stop thinking about Earth, Wind and Fire. Just kind of, not completely, but I love that part too. Yes! Break it down. That glissando of the piano. She raps! I mean, it's kind of like singing rapping, but still. You know, this piece is, I'm gonna say it's teetering on chaos, but I kind of dig it because it's contained, you know, ensemblematic chaos. At least we got that bass holding it all together. Hey! Of course I had to include like an epic instrumental. Oh, that bass is killing it. Sax. Yep. You know what? I'm gonna drink to that. Man, I was wondering if I was gonna get a drink in this one because it's been a while. I know like quite a few of these shots have been for instrumentals, but it's well deserved. Like it doesn't take anything away from Suisei either. In fact, her vocals blend so well with these like elaborate instrumentals. I mean, she also had some like brilliant moments where she was really, I guess, kind of dexterous with her voice. For example, I mean, there was a part like, oh, it was a while back. I don't know, just do a random spot. Oh, so dirty. Like that stuff. Da, 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 da. Oh, this is when she raps, yeah? She could totally rap. Does she have rap songs? I would love to hear that. Just see, she uses her voice as a total instrument. It's like a pro. Is this the sax solo? Okay, I can't believe there's sax solo. A little bit later. Yep. So freaking good. And with the strings too. That's the sweetness. Oh, that was great. Da, da, da. Oh. Da, 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 da. Okay. Why does this sound so familiar, this melody? Man, this is just a fun song. Bum, 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 bum. A smooth ending with that major 7 chord. Oh man, this was such a fun and like a performative piece, you know, performative with the Earth, Wind and Fire style like brass sections with the da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then the instrumental solos and just very dramatic transitions between, you know, verse to chorus and chorus to verse. And of course, like just a lot of vocal performances from Suisei too. You know, she had the rap singing and then just like jumping up and down those high notes. The sweetness in her voice during that quiet break. There's just everything chucked in there. Yeah, I really like that one. We're finally at the final track of Still Still Stella. Track 12, Run. Oh wait, before we move on, we need to update this, don't we? She's hit 9 drinks. That's impressive. I mean, it must mean that I like her like a little bit, you know, not too much, just a little. Okay, let's get right to the track. I don't know if she's running to something or running away from something. I guess we'll find out. Let's go. Yo, it's rock. I kind of love how raw those drums and that electric guitar sounds. And I'm noticing a theme with her being caught in the rain and just looking sad about it. Huh. It's interesting harmony there. It's like minor third harmonies. Hey. That bass line. Oh, nice. That bass just shredding it. The song goes hard and fast. It's her with all those stop signs. I like all those stop signs, like representative of all the haters standing in her way, and she's just like barraging right through them. It's like not caring. I love how she slides up to those notes. Da, da, da. Hey! Ah, nice. Love that. I love those toms. Yeah, actually, just go back to that shot again. It was like there's a sky full of stars. So like all the stars are above like the stop signs, clearly not being impacted by all of those hateful stop signs that would stand in her way. Hey, I love those echoes, like echoing herself. Oh! Ooh! Come again? Man, she just bows through, man. Okay. I'm gonna give it a number 10. Like, okay. Alright, I'm definitely feeling it, but it's so worth it because it's Suisei. She really likes those drum rolls. Oh, nice. Hey, variation in her vocals. Da, 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 da. That's nice. I don't know. I mean, that was very satisfying. Like, going down that hole. I don't know if it's because I'm kind of feeling it. But it's like, we were going down this hole. Here. The spiral. And then it ends in a tom. Yeah, that was really good. Or maybe it's just the drink. Man, her voice, strong as steel. It actually really suits this kind of hard, fast, more rock type songs. It's kind of like in Andromeda as well. Hey, it's sunshine now, blue skies, the rain's gone. Man, that it? What a way to end an album. Well, kind of like how she started it in Stella Stella, like with that drum line and just like complex finesse. Also, I love that she really went for the anime trope where like they're kind of like running into the sky. Technically, she is a star, so she does belong up there. Yeah, here. Just her running towards the sky. Blue open sky, she can do anything she wants. And with that voice, god damn it, she can just... Man, there's no limits for her. Final word on that final song, I guess. Well, it pushed her count to like 10 now, so... that means that she's pretty up there in the list of artists that I would listen to all day long, any day. But yeah, that song, Run, definitely a song I could rock to, and it's showcased in moments, you know, these interesting jazz-inspired progressions, and along with Suisei's vocal variations, it's just a really solid end for a super solid artist. Thank you guys for playing along. I'm definitely feeling it. Also feeling it in terms of my respect for Suisei, and her musicality and her vocal chops. That respect has just increased by tenfold, and now that I've unlocked her first album, I don't know if she has another one out or if she's got one coming out soon, I am free to go and explore what else she has on offer. And in terms of like song composition and the types of songs that she sings and how she sings them, I feel songs that were written for her or made for her voice, like as in if they're written to get full mileage out of Suisei's voice, they will inevitably be amazing songs. And also they'd be really hard, I imagine, for other people to cover, just because in a lot of the songs that we heard today, like it requires that that skill that only a trained assassin singer has. And man, actually, you know what? I'm actually super curious to hear her sing some of these songs live. Like, I reckon just to see how it matches up. And I have heard her live like once unexpectedly, and it seems like she could pull these songs off live. I don't know though. I reckon in terms of difficulty, Stella Stella definitely up there, but also actually I think the third track. So it was Suisei wa yoru mo mataide, that one. That would be crazy difficult to sing live because of its chorus, like just how much you have to flip back and forth in your vocal range, and just those high speed like interval jumps. Might just end this with like a little bit of a wish list, because I really don't know what else other kinds of songs she has out there. But man, genres, just going back to the fact that she really threw a lot of different genres at us in this album, which I like. I know some people, want albums to tell one continuous story in like this progressive with like consistent genres, but I kind of like that she explored all of these different types of songs and was able to show herself excelling in these different types of songs. So types or genres of music that I'd love to hear her sing more of. Jazz is really up there probably because of what I heard in Aki's live concert. But yeah, I don't care, like traditional jazz or a big band or, modern pop jazz, any kind of jazz. I feel like she just has that quality of voice. Whether it's high or really, really low, she just has that range where she can make it sound amazing. Also, because I've listened to this album, I would really, really love her to do more rock stuff. Like she has, she can just harden her voice or soften it as she needs to. And she can also do that growl, like, yeah, she can do a growly kind of voice that's really suited to more hard, fast rock songs. So I'd love to hear more of that. And probably one that's really out there, because I listen to a lot of K-pop stuff, and there's this genre, it's like, I call it like trap hip hop, because it's just hard trap beats, but paired with rap. I guess, well, we did kind of hear Suisei rap, so, or maybe she can collab with someone else, but like, it's like hard trap beats paired with rap, paired with amazing vocals, and yeah, just some of it is experimental. Like I would love actually to hear Suisei do experimental trap hip hop, some of it's like super aggressive and some of it can be smooth and chill. Just, yeah, trap, anything with trap beat actually, because though we had kind of like little elements of trap, mainly in like the Double Time, actually not really, there wasn't really a trap song in there. So that would definitely be something different, I guess, for her, that I think also she could pull off, just because I think she is a vocal chameleon. And yeah, so I'm going to end my, I don't know what that was, review, reaction, way too nerdy analysis here, and I wish you guys a good rest of the day. And yeah, thank you again so much for just sharing your knowledge of Hololive with me. I'm assuming like those of you who are watching this also watch like the King reaction, so yeah, thank you so much for just sharing your joy of this particular space, like VTubing with me, and I'm really enjoying actually falling down this hole. So yeah, I don't know when my next reaction, like Hololive reaction or analysis will be, but I'm definitely keen to find out more.